Question 3 from Suki. What would a practice for enhancing one's cognitive ability for continuous recursive and disambiguation look like? A practice that one can practice throughout the day, like mindfulness. Thank you.
I've never consciously done this. It's more like an intuition for me, but I suppose I would recommend considering various sentences you're saying or hearing and whether you can disambiguate all the terms into precise definitions to a point where no conflation is possible, or whether you find some verbal trickery in the process.
Great. So just for the audience, Martin's the only person that sort of was able to do this nearly instantaneously. We haven't had anybody else be able to do it as fast as Martin did. So he's obviously wired for this kind of thing. I think Martin's correct. There's two things. One other thing you can do, you can try to operationalize a sentence, which he's what Martin. The thing I notice myself doing every day, all the time, is when somebody says something, I try to put it on a spectrum. I say what's less than that and what's more than that, and what are the limits of it, and what do those things have in common. So that's the part where we say, so there's operationalism to do with sentence, which is what Martin said, and there's disambiguation by enumeration, like making a list of the things, operationalization, which is turning them into operational terms, and disambiguation, which is redefining each term without overlap, right? So you have to make a choice. This term is going to mean this. This term is going to mean this. This term to mean this. Once you practice that, that and operationalizing sentences, I think the thing of disambiguating into measures allows you to look at things clearly, and then concepts clearly. And then when you get into operationalizing sentences, it gets you to look at sentences clearly. And so I think if you do those two things, Martin's correct. If you do those two things, you can get to it relatively quickly. The other thing you can do is take our list of reciprocity, truth, demonstrated interests, reciprocity, and truth. We'll take those three lists, and whenever you're looking at something, see what tests it passes of that list. It's a demonstrated interest. It passes these tests of reciprocity, but not this one. It passes these tests of truth, but not these two. Well, if it doesn't pass those three tests, it's not true. But at least you know what's not true, right? So that's the third piece I would say is useful. The fourth one, which is the social science one, is to start with sex differences, including the neutral position, right? So masculine, feminine, and the neutral, because you have to you can't just divide everything perfectly because most of us are in overlap. And then you go from there to the three means of cooperation, three choices of cooperation, the three means of influence, and the three elites, the three institutions, and then the institutional sequence of development. That's actually the whole model. I went over the whole model just now. From Martin starting out to go over the whole model. You can practice those things and you'll get it. Unfortunately, that's what five categories. So like 5 categories of things you have to practice. And most people, that's a lot. And partly because they try to do it all at once. But when we started with libertarians, it was easy for them to work from reciprocity outward. I don't know what Martin, what did you understand first, Martin, and get out from? Do you remember? It's hard to remember, I know.
Yeah, it's been like 7 years now, I think.
Yes, yeah, so you can't do it.
Well, we were writing posts on all sorts of stuff, and I found most of it interesting.
Yeah. So
I think the first thing I got was just use the use of the copula to be
yes.
enables multiple avenues of lying, and that
Yes.
lying, you don't have to have how should I put it? You don't have to have the intentional lie in order to lie. Like if you, i.e., the NLI definition of lying is much broader. Anything that falls short of testimonial truth is lying.
Yep. And so, I have been asking everybody so that I can learn how they learn, but it's not. There's no concrete pattern. It used to be, because I was working with libertarians, that they would come in from the ethics and learn, right? Francis just learned about the grammar and lying, right? Martin looked at the whole fucking thing, right? I mean, but so I have no idea how people get into this. I can only tell you that if I wanted to teach it to you, I would teach the 5 basics that I just listed, and you would just practice those over and over. And the thing I analogize in my own learning is that I when I was only 21 or 22, I got sent away to sent away to camp. No, on-site training, right? Not on their site training by a bunch of psychologists, right? Into personality profiling, and a second one on persuasion. And the problem with personality profiling is you just have to do a lot of it. It's like doing math, right? You just have to do a lot of it, and then it happens. It's the same thing, and it's the same thing with persuasion. You just have to do a lot of it. And I remember like sweating during the persuasion courses, because I just couldn't make myself do it, right? It was so hard for me to do it. But then I just sort of gave in, and I could. Well, I don't know. I mean, I think you have to. People think they're going to get our stuff, and like it's, the non-aggression principle. I mean, you're not going to get our stuff like that. It's not going to happen. Martin, anything? Anything just add to that?
I remember a very good introduction back then was Eli's intro for Berry.
Yeah, I remember reading that.